Hey everybody, welcome to MT Guitar. Today I have a very special lesson I think you're really going to love. It's how to easily move across the fretboard. We can break the guitar up into 5 areas, and that's called caged. And with each corresponding chord shape, whether it's the C shape, A shape, we can teach scales that correspond to those positions. And we like to see how this all works in one area of the neck, and then the next area. But with tunings of fourths, what it does is it pulls the guitar in a diagonal direction. So for instance, if I have a G, the next G is diagonal here. But now, if I really want to have a symmetry, I would have to have my index finger here. Okay, so that's obviously a diagonal direction. Again, the next G is there. But if I want to have a symmetry, I'd have to put my index finger here. So we can do that with something that I'm going to show you. It's really powerful stuff. There's going to be a tab for this on the Patreon with a study guide, so check that out. So let's say I have a G here on the index finger. The closest G really is going to be there. The problem with this is that it's switching my fingerings up so that I'm always sort of thrown off balance if I really want to stick to this area of the neck with G as my root. And this is an interesting problem with the guitar. Now if I play a familiar, say a major scale position, it's even more confusing because now I'm starting with the middle finger and I'm ending on a very non-dominant finger, which is the pinky. And now my scale's starting on the pinky, and I don't have the same symmetry of a pattern in terms of my fingerings lining up with the notes of the scale. So it creates a lot of confusion, understandably so. So let's create a goal. If I say, you know what, the heck with the middle finger, I want to start on my strongest finger, index, okay? I want to play major pentatonic scale, but I want to end on this next octave with the same finger so that I can just repeat a pattern. It's a very powerful thing. So first let's compare it with a major pentatonic in a position so we can see what we're departing from, okay? Don't throw the positions away. Just put them on hold after we cover it, all right? So we're going to realize that, you know, this is kind of a pain if I play major pentatonic. So now instead of middle finger, I'm going to start with index. And I want to get to this next G, index. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to slide 2 to 3. Really, really powerful slide. There's other ways to do this, to get to this area. But we're going to start with the 2 to 3 slide, ring finger. Now I have 5, 6, and 1. Right there, and voila, I have my index finger on the G root. Before we move on, go ahead and try that a couple times where you go from 1, 2 to 3 slide, and then back from the root here. Root, 6, 5, 3, 2 slide, 1. Okay, a great song we can think of is My Girl. That's literally the bass line throughout the song, and that's just a major pentatonic scale. But if you try to play that bass line in the fixed position, it doesn't have the same gusto and smoothness. For one thing, we do hear is the bass sliding. Okay. So running that is, you know, you can't do that too much, I think. Now we're gonna continue this pattern because now we're at the root on our index. So we're gonna go 2 to 3 slide again. Here's the 1, 2 to 3 slide. Then there are 5, 6, and 1. Now the 1 is on the middle finger. So you could just say, well, I've arrived to a position that I can understand and recognize, which is good. But you've probably realized by now that we're abandoning positions just for now. Okay, so as I get to here, I'm going to switch my index to that 8th fret. Let's do that again. Now I can't get My Girl out of my head, so you don't have to play it with that rhythm, but okay. So now we're at our index again. So I would sort of get comfortable with that octave by sliding back. Now if you're going to go back, you could just play the middle finger because it's a little more comfortable that way. Okay, and I'll show you a couple riffs in a bit. Now, if I put my index there, I can continue this pattern. 1, 2 to 3, 5, 6. Now I have to go way up to the 1, which is fine. So I've gone from here to here with really not too much of a problem. I'm just sliding 2 to 3. Anytime I want, I can say, well, I'm in a new position. That's great. I can always just say, no, I'm happy where I am. I want to stay in a position. But you could say, I'm going to go a diagonal direction. Hugely important, hugely important. Let's say I want to play some riffs using this scale. We're going to go through minor in a sec. Well, I have a looper set up here. I'm going to maybe do a couple riffs. I'll tab them out and throw them on the Patreon as well. So let's see. Let's make a G major, like a G major progression here. Not really sure what it'll be. Let's try it out. Okay, not bad. Now I'm going to just only do this diagonal. I'm going to only do this diagonal major pentatonic. And just like anything, okay, don't listen to the YouTubers who say this one piece of information is all you'll ever need. One piece of information by definition is limiting. Okay, you need a lot of information, but I'm going to limit myself to this one diagonal approach, and I'm going to restrain myself from breaking into a fixed position. In reality, you're going to want to do a little bit of both. You're not going to want to stick to just one strategy only. But for a training purpose and a practice purpose, it's a really good idea to limit yourself to one thing. So here we go. See, only the diagonal approach. Tab out. I'll probably just tab out a bit of that. So that's major. Now this was a 6-string root of G. So you could do any 6-string root, whether it's G, A, B, C. You would just start with an index and go 2 to 3 slide. For instance, here's C. All right, so that works for any key. What about a 5th-string root? Okay, so let's say I want to play C. Again, you might know this major pentatonic position. Sorry. Great position. Okay, great position. But what if we start with the index finger? We're now out of a position. We're going to be doing a move across the fretboard kind of maneuver here. All right? So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do 1, 2 to 3 slide, 5, 6, 1. There's other slides to do. I'll leave those for another video and for your own exploration. But I think this is probably the best one to start with. So we got up 2 to 3, 5, 6, 1. Now we're at index finger root again, just like here. We'll go 2 to 3 slide. Then we'll go 5, 6 with the index and ring. I know it's tempting to do middle pinky, but I'm going to recommend switching to there because we want to keep that symmetry of the index finger on the root. Now we're up here. We can slide 2 to 3. We're pretty much running out of strings, right? So we could go all the way up there, but now we're just kind of playing a scale on one string, which is also nice to do, but a little bit different of a topic. All right? So maybe just return back. 2 to 3, 3 to 2, 1. Going back, 6, 5, 3 to 2, 1. 6, 5, 3 to 2, 1. All right? So I'm going to create a little loop and throw a couple riffs out there for this. 3, 4. Little down strum pattern. I found myself wanting to jump out of the pentatonic, but I limited myself, and that's good. That's good to do in a practice setting. Now, minor pentatonic, we can do a similar thing. Right, here's the end-all be-all pentatonic pattern, but of course we know that we'll get bored of that one position quite quickly. There's 5 positions, so we could say the same thing about minor pentatonic, that it doesn't always work so well because we have to use our pinky, and sometimes we're hearing these awesome riffs, and we know that people are moving around. Okay, they're not just stuck in a position. So, for instance, let's look at this position. If I say, well, let me start instead of the pinky on a much more natural finger, the 3rd finger, I can now do something really cool. Move across the fretboard. So I've got a ring finger root. I want to repeat that on the other octaves. Okay, so here's the A, here's the A, here's the A. So in order to get to that point, that's the goal, I have to slide. Okay, so I'm going to go 1, flat 3, 4 to 5 slide. Like that. All right. Then flat 7, 1. I've succeeded in getting my root on the ring finger. So just take a few swings at that. Just go ahead and just stick in that octave mostly. Even that move is a really good one to get in your vocabulary. So I'm going 1, flat 3, 4 to 5, flat 7, slide back from 5 to 4. All right, good. Now let's go to the next octave. Here's 1, flat 3, 4 to 5 is going to be our money zone for sliding, at least as a starting place, all right, if you're new to getting out of the position. Now we have another, the 2nd string is always a problem, right, between the 3rd and 2nd string because of the difference of tuning. So we're going to go index finger instead of ring, so that we can land on the root on our ring finger. Index instead of middle, sorry, I said that wrong. So then here's our ring. Okay, so good. So we've succeeded. Take a couple moments to go back and forth. Back down, 5 to 4 slide. All right, here's our root, here's our flat 3. We can slide again 4 to 5. Now we're running out of strings to play, so we could complete the octave if we really need to, but we can also just go back down, 5 to 4 slide. All right, let's do a little loop of that. 3, so A minor loop. Let's see here. 3, 4. I'm moving all the way up with just, I'm never even using my pinky, which I like using my pinky, but in this case I don't have to. Okay. So hopefully this helps. This is, sort of a super highway across the fretboard. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you this will change your life necessarily, or that this is all you need. But I do think that this is pretty powerful, right? Pretty powerful stuff. I remember spending a lot of time doing this kind of thing in my development. And it can be kind of annoying to stick to a position, and I get it. So I want to give some joy into your playing by showing you this, and hopefully this helps. Let me know. Remember to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and the thumbs up. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We'll see you next video. Thanks, everybody. Bye.